All right. A little bit of cash money right here. Some cash money. Some Ben Franks, baby. So what is this? This is a bunch of money. Somebody just paid me a bunch of money. Why? Because they bought some products. They bought some products that I was selling on Amazon. I was surprised. They just brought me the cash. I said, whoa, this is intense. Look at this money. So this was a couple days of sales of this product that I paid. And it was because Amazon, for that moment, they don't want me to pay it. They don't want me to sell that product. So I sold it to somebody else and they sold it. Whatever. Some politics, some stuff. We got it solved. We're selling it again. But this was the payment for a couple of days of sales for this product. Woo! Woo! It's a lot of money. I've never held this much money in my hands, I think, until I got paid in cash. But we're moving this kind of money all the time on Amazon. And you know what? I was counting it. Something like $5,000 in here. And so you know, this kind of money for so many people is a freaking game changer. Okay? What would you do with $5,000? What if you could push some buttons on a computer screen and get this cash given to you every year, every 6 months, every few months? What about every day? What about every day? Every day you get this cash money? Woo! So, I want to talk about how much can you expect? How much of this should you expect from a product? So I'm going to give you my actual calculations. $100. These $100 are nice. I like $100, you know? So I want to tell you something. When I pick products to sell on Amazon, okay? When I pick products, I do not pick it unless it's going to sell about this much every day. The product sells this much every day. That's approximate. Really, this is the minimum. If it's not going to sell this much every day, I don't want it. Sometimes maybe, 150 maybe, depending on how profitable it is, right? Because that's sales. But these products are paying me this right now. Pay me, our company. This is good stuff. So this came from a couple days of sales. Why do I want the product to pay me? Well, one, sometimes there's a lot of like entrepreneurs, okay? And I want to say entrepreneurs like this because normally entrepreneur, you're risking and you're also going to make money, right? You're risking, but you're making money. And I know people who are selling, let's say online, or having a business thing, and they're going to put in like 20 hours and they won't even make this. Maybe they'll sell this, but the product costs them $90 and they make $10. And I go, how much better is your own business if you spend 10 or 20 hours and make $10? That's terrible. I mean, honestly, driving Uber. I've driven Uber, I've driven Lyft, okay, a few years ago. That pays you more. It pays you more than you spending 20 hours to get $10 back. So you need to know, if you're going to spend time and effort and initial investment, each product needs to pay you these Ben Franks, these dollars right here, okay? If it doesn't sell at least $100 a day, that product, probably, if you have any sort of staff, is going to cost you more than it's going to bring you, okay? So that's when I calculate, I want more than $100 in sales, $150. I look at actually in the profit, okay, the take home, or the gross profit, okay? I mean, there's a lot of numbers, okay, and if you don't like numbers, well, hopefully you can learn to like numbers, because you need to like numbers, hopefully. I mean, you don't need to, I guess. But when I didn't like numbers and I didn't look and I didn't dig in, I almost bankrupted my whole company. So, if a product selling $100 a day and it's 50% profit margin, or gross profit margin would mean, period. You make the sale, you do nothing else. Nothing in ads, nothing in storage, nothing in employees. You just sell $100 of a product. Let's say you're selling a $10 rag for the table, okay? You're selling a $10 rag or a money clip holder. You're selling a $10 money clip holder, okay? And every $100 you sell of it, let's say Amazon is going to give you, let's say, 60, and let's say the product, only costs you $1 a piece, and then that would be, 10 of them sold at $10, so then it would be $10 your cost. So that would be $50 take home. That's perfect. That's enough. Then you only need to sell 100. Most products do not have a 50% profit margin. Do we have products that have 50% margin? Yes, we do. Okay, we do. But a lot of times you're going to spend and it's not going to still be 50% because you spend some on ads, you spend some on whatever this, you spend some on that, da da da. So a product needs to sell more than $100 every single day to even really be worth it. So in my trainings, okay, I have courses up on aaroncordovez.com, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about this online, on the podcast, on the YouTube. Like, check it out because I'm doing this for free. Why? Because I want you guys to make money. I want more people to make money. I think if you do well, you give a good product to a customer, you're doing your job, you should get paid some Ben Franks. Some Ben Franks, woo! Money. I mean, this is, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. I'm like, wow, a little product that I built. So funny. This is long-term value to the brand because what happens, Amazon gave me a little slap, said I couldn't sell the product. So I said, oh, well, someone else can sell it. And I'm literally selling, in this case, my brand. I'm not even on selling on Amazon, right? Like right now, if our Amazon account was gone, I could find people who would sell my products and my brand and Amazon, let's say reviews, because it's not just the brand, it's the brand and the reviews, have way more than this value in sales every single day, okay? I do nothing, I just sell the product. Ding, 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 ding. I'd make more than this. So, you should get paid. My minimum, if you do $50 profit a day, okay, that's in earnings, that's $16,000 a year. If let me check my little calculator real quick. If I remember this correctly, it could be off a little bit. $50 a day. Yeah, and honestly, yeah, so that's $18,000, okay, I was off a little bit. But I generally, when I count the profit per day for the year, I instead of multiplying by 365, I multiply by 400 because generally in the fourth quarter, which is October, November, December, you're gonna get more sales, and it's like you get an extra month there. So I look by 400. So I want to say 20 grand a year. So that's this little guy right here. You should make, if you do your job, or this is my criteria, okay? This money 4 times every year, every single year, making this money for one single product on Amazon. I mean, this is nice. This is nice. Getting this money to a lot of people is like, whoa, this is like a huge deal. I mean, it's a huge deal to me. I got this money. I was like, damn, this is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Like, you know, you can just, boom, $100, $100. This is like, oh, like how long would it take you driving Uber to make this money? That's a lot of driving. It's a lot of driving. I was in that position just a little bit ago. A couple years ago. I was in 2015. I was driving Uber. 2015, 2014. And $100 bills. It's kind of nice. So, a product, let's say you have 10 products. If this is how much it should bring you a day, okay? Now you're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's a minimum. It's not an average. I believe the last time we did the math average, we had, I don't know, $400 in sales per product or so. Now listen, I'm not saying this is average across Amazon. I'm not saying it's easy, okay? Although I don't think it's that hard. Once you become a pro, once you know what you're doing, it becomes easy. To learn it, it's hard. Let me tell you a story. Funny story, and should I say it in this video? I mean, I guess, hell, why not? I was installing a doorknob. No joke, the first doorknob I installed in my entire life. Yesterday. Freaking doorknob. I'm not like a very handyman type of person. Never installed a doorknob in my life. But I wanted to install a doorknob because my daughter was getting into this door that didn't have a lock, and she was getting stuff, and we're just like kind of hiding it there. It was like a prize for her anyway. So I bought the doorknob, Amazon Basics doorknob, and I was installing it. It was not so easy, okay? It was not easy. It was not. If I was paid to install doorknobs, I think I would make this in a year, okay? I would make this in an entire year because it took me, no joke, I want to say 3 or 4 hours to install a freaking doorknob. Like, I was like, my wife left, took the kids to school, and I was like, oh, good, I have a 20-minute period to install a doorknob. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And after 15 minutes, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like, and I'm almost going to finish. Then I came home and I tried to do it again. And I was like, oh, it took me like an hour to even, I was like, this thing is wrong. This is so crazy. Let me explain to you something. After about an hour and a half in, I go, I think the doorknob is defective, okay? When you're not getting the result, when you're not getting paid this money, you're selling on Amazon, right? You're installing a doorknob, whatever you do, and you should be getting this money, but you're doing it wrong, okay? You start thinking something's wrong with the system. I was thinking, I think I got a defective doorknob. I'm going to go leave a 1-star review to Amazon Basics doorknob. It's horrible. Hate this doorknob. I'm never going to install this. So I said, I did a test to myself. And this is how you have to think, okay? This is how you have to think, because it's easy to give up. You say, oh, the doorknob's defective. Now let's translate that to Amazon. You're selling on Amazon. You're not getting sales. Maybe your product is not very good. Whatever it is. And you can say, it's too late to sell on Amazon. It's too late to sell on Amazon. The doorknob is defective, right? These are excuses, explanations, justifications, whatever you want to call them. Is it helpful to you? Was it helpful to me to build a doorknob for me to say this doorknob is defective? It wasn't. Because you know what? All that information is useful for is for me to give up. You saying, hey, Amazon, it's hard to sell on Amazon. There's too much competition on Amazon. It's too late to sell on Amazon. Too competitive. There's too many competitors doing dirty stuff. I don't have the money. Fine. I mean, you actually, there's ways to sell on Amazon. You don't need money. Anyway, off topic. So you can say those things. And I almost said this thing's defective. You know what I said? I said, look, the doorknob that I just uninstalled and put away is definitely not defective. It just doesn't have a lock on it. I said, let me make that one and see if that one is defective or is it me, right? So I took it and I put it and I was able to put it back together and I saw kind of where I was messing up and I had practice. I practiced on like the baby steps because that one was a little bit easier because it was already built. And in fact, that doorknob was easier to install. So it's almost like I went to an easier product, okay? So on Amazon, you can pick a very highly competitive product, yoga balls, okay? I won't recommend selling yoga balls, okay? Super competitive. If you sell that on Amazon, you probably will fail. Unless you're really pro and you're going with 20 colors and this and like a bunch of stuff. You'll probably fail. I wouldn't sell yoga balls myself, personally. I think it's a little too competitive for me, okay? And we sell a lot on Amazon, okay? So, if you launch a yoga ball and you failed, you can say, selling on Amazon is too hard. Or you can say, well, let me see if it's selling on Amazon, or maybe it's this product. Okay? Maybe it's this product. And you go to something that's a little bit easier, and you go and sell something that's super niche, like a camera light cover or something, or like something that not a lot of people are selling, but there's enough volume that you can at least sell this every day. Okay? So I went back down a bit and I was able to install it when I said, okay, good, I can install it. Good. Now let me do that exact thing on this one. And I couldn't figure it out. And it was a little bit harder and I messed around and I was like, oh. In the end, when I was just frustrated, I'm like, I want to give up. I'm like, no, I'm not going to give up. I can handle a doorknob. Like, come on. So again, I just said, I'm going to handle it. And one of the reasons is I wanted to learn, right? Even without a manual, I didn't have a course, I didn't watch a video, and I probably should have watched the video, maybe, you know what I mean? I did read the instruction manual, there was a manual, and I was like, so it's supposed to go here. And I finally found out there was like this little hole and this thing, and had to fit exactly, and then it was intense. Then, I had in so much trouble with this doorknob, it was freaking hilarious. So, what I want to say is, look, if I can't install a doorknob in 3 hours, okay, and I can figure out how to make this much money with a single product, I invite you to see, are you smarter than the guy that can't install a doorknob? Okay? Please, take this money and sell on Amazon. Because selling on Amazon, for me, is way easier than installing a doorknob. Oh my gosh. Like, whoa. But the fact of the matter is, even though I don't like installing doorknobs, at the end after I did it, I'm like, oh, this is not so bad. I could do it next time a lot faster, now that I know. So you get better. And so, the bottom line is, what is this money? What does it do? It's when you have a skill and you can help somebody. Because let's say I can install a doorknob in like 5 minutes. Well, yeah, I can go and become a handyman and install doorknobs for people and I get paid for it. I'm sure I could. Now, I also need to do sales. But maybe I could work for another handyman person that already has the sales and work for him and just, get paid. But what am I solving? I'm helping people save, let's say, 3 hours of their time for me. I would have totally, I wanted to learn, so I wouldn't have done it. But I would totally paid somebody like $50 just to install my doorknob. Just because I just spent all that time. But I didn't because I also wanted to learn and I wanted to do stuff in the house. Okay, so back to this. However, when you're on Amazon, you're not just saving a person 30 minutes of time. You're bringing them a product at cheaper price than anybody else. And for that one person, you can make $3, okay? But then you do that to 10 or 20 people, and in a couple days you make this money. So that's pretty amazing. It's really not that hard to set up, but it feels hard. It feels hard and it makes you want to say, damn, there's no way I can install this doorknob. The doorknob is defective. That's when you're failing, that's what you feel like. That's what I felt like. And I was almost convinced, and I said, you know what? I knew this piece of information that was, if you think it's impossible, it'll become impossible. I know that because I've seen it happen so many times when I fill out something and I see someone else do it and I go, oh, it's not impossible. Now I go back into the thing knowing it's possible and I figure it out. So the second you want to say like, it's too hard, it can't be done, it's too late, whatever it is. Okay, I'm not smart enough, whatever thing. it's not a true piece of information, or it's not even better, it's not helpful to you. Because me saying, hey, it's hard to sell on Amazon doesn't allow me to sell it. So if you say, hey, it is possible to sell on Amazon, I can figure it out, even if I get frustrated, even if I have some losses, I'll continue until I sell profitably. That was the attitude I had when fixing the doorknob. That's the attitude that gets you this money. When I started on Amazon, I said, you know what? I'm sure I can figure out how to make $500, $1,000 a month on Amazon. I know I can figure it out because I've seen it. There's people doing it, and I can figure it out. That's the attitude I went in. And luckily, I did pretty good. I did have a pretty expensive training. Amazing selling machine. Okay, that's how I started with. I'm open about it. I like those guys. And I started with it. Is it the absolute best course on the entire planet? No. Was it the best course for me at that moment? Yes, because that's the one. Those are the guys who reached me, and that was enough for me to get started. Enough for me to say, hey, they show me it's possible. I think it's possible. Let me follow these steps. Not inventing anything. I didn't come and say, oh, I know how to do this. Let me just sell blah. No, I'm listening to what they say, and I follow their procedure, and I do it. Just like the doorknob, I'm like, okay, I'm going to read what they said. I'm doing something wrong. They're telling me how to do it. Let me look at it. Did I read something wrong? What step did I miss? Okay, I'm on this step. Okay, how do I do it? And you figure that out, okay? That's what you need to do when you're selling on Amazon. Follow a system, okay? It could be mine, could not be mine. You do Amazing Selling Machine? Great. You do some other person's course? Great. Realize it is a formula. If that person sells themselves on Amazon or has any success, they've done something, and if you do exactly what they do, you should make at least this much every single day. Every day you get $100 bills. If I give you a $100 bill, a lot of people will be like super excited, like, man, $100, woo! Party. Someone came up to me, give me $100, I'll be like, damn, man, you're awesome. Fist bump, give him a hug. I wouldn't give him a hug right now, but, you know, because of what's happening. But I love $100. I love $100, okay? So if you want more $100 bills, you should figure out how to make $100 on Amazon. Because I would say that's a way easier than installing doorknobs for people. Because even like, I don't want to pay $50 for somebody. They're going to have to drive, spend the gas, get to the place, do the thing, somehow spend time to be on like some Facebook group or some place to say they're available for a doorknob installing. So I don't know. I don't think it's a great career path just to install doorknobs. Hey, if you're a general contractor, you're building houses, you make a lot of money, that's fantastic. I think it's great for you. People need to build houses. I love it. I love contractors doing a good job, particularly people from my country, Venezuela. You guys are hustling. You know, I know there's people coming over here and building stuff. That's fantastic. I think it's an amazing thing. I also think it's amazing if it's on Amazon. Whatever you do, you're doing a good job. You learn it well, great. Because obviously, installing a doorknob is very, very, very easy, I guess. It wasn't for me. But you get more advanced, and you can install the doors, and you can fix this, and you could make pools, you can do whatever. It gets harder and harder, or more advanced and more advanced. Now, same thing on Amazon. To sell one product a couple times a day is not very hard. But hey, if you're going to try and compete in a very, very highly competitive thing, it gets a little bit harder. So just pick a place that's comfortable for you, particularly if you're doing training. Do that, succeed on it. Get your Ben Franks. Please get your Ben Franks. I want you to have Ben Franks. Mr. Ben Frank. Thank you.